We welcome you to Spartanburg, South Carolina. It is Southern Conference College basketball on ESPN, and today one of the great rivalries in this league, the Furman Paladins are in town to take on the Terriers of Wofford College. As we take a look at the updated standings in the Southern Conference, right now Furman in third place in the league at 5-2, Wofford in sixth place with a record of 3-4. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in. Brock Bowling, Dean Keener with you, and Dean Wofford coming off a loss on the road at Western Carolina on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Furman red hot, having won 7 of his last 9 games.
Yeah, you've got to love everything about this Furman Paladin team. They're talented, they're experienced, and they're well coached, but they face a big road test this afternoon.
Well, speaking of Furman, its leading scorer is a good one, number 3, Mike Bothwell.
You said that right. He's as talented as any guard in the Southern Conference. On a team full of talented and experienced players, I think he's as big a key as any. He leads them in scoring, in assists, but he shoots 55% from the floor. That suggests he's taking and making good shots.
Furman, the preseason favorite to win the SoCon this year. Wofford, the preseason 5th place pick to win the league. Furman in its road purple uniforms with a black trim, and Wofford in the home white.
And you get the feeling right from the tip there's a different environment inside Richardson Indoor Stadium. It is a true rivalry, separated from just 35 miles.
Opening tap, and here we go. By the way, the officials today, Anthony Jordan, Alandis Poole, and Billy Dunlap, as Furman has the opening possession of the game. Red hot coming into the game, winning 7 of its last 9, and a whistle and traveling called on Furman to open up the game.
That was a set play right from the tip. They wanted Marcus Foster to go one-on-one. The double team never came, but he took an extra step.
The starting lineup for Wofford, going with Jackson Sibbles, Jackson Pavletsky, Corey Tripp, Messiah Jones, and B.J. Mack. This team is 11-9 on the year, 3-4 in the Southern Conference. B.J. Mack, leading scorer for the team, draws the double. Inside Jones, lays it in, and he scores the game's first 2.
A terrific pass by Mack. He's Wofford's leading scorer, but he also has great vision when he receives double teams in the post.
And the 5 for the Paladins, Pegues, Bothwell, Foster, Heen, and Slauson. Out of bounds, and goes back over to Wofford again.
Watch B.J. Mack, a great pass. He sees a little bit of a double team come by Heen along the baseline, and it just opens it up for teammate Messiah Jones.
And this is a Wofford team, Dean. It is very young, 12 freshmen and sophomores, 10 newcomers on the team this year, only 3 veteran players from last year. Getting inside is Corey Tripp. He can't finish, and the rebound by Furman.
You make a great point. I mean, just 3 Terriers have been involved in this rivalry game.
Steal by Messiah Jones, another turnover on Furman as the Paladins continue to try and score for the first time in this game today. Outside is B.J. Mack. He has a good inside-outside game for this club. Pull-up jump shot, knocks it down, and B.J. Mack has all 4 Wofford points.
He is listed as their starting forward, center, big, however you want to call it, but he is multi-dimensional and can score at multiple levels.
And Furman, a veteran team, lots of players back from last year, including the dynamic duo of Mike Bothwell and Jalen Slauson. Foster, Slauson, outside Pegues, hits the back of the rim, offensive rebound Foster. Foster needs help and finds Bothwell way up front. Crowd getting into it early here at the Jerry Richardson Indoor Stadium. Bothwell trying to pass inside, another turnover out of bounds. It goes back over to Wofford.
This Terrier defense has been stout right from the start. I mean, they are focused. Credit to Jackson Sibbles in particular. He's been really good on Marcus Foster. We'll talk more about him as the broadcast goes on. He is the X factor for the Paladins.
Here's Pavletsky, freshman point guard for the team. Pull-up jump shot, it's gone. And it's all Wofford here in the early going. 2 points for Pavletsky, 6-0 Terriers. And all of Wofford's points have come off turnovers here in the first 2.5 minutes of the game.
Just no rhythm right now for Furman.
Foster, that's off the mark. Rebound ripped away by Corey Tripp for the Terriers. Out to a good start here at home against the good Furman team. 6-0 Terriers here in the early going. Here's Messiah Jones working against Heen, draws the double. They're working around the perimeter into Tripp's hands. Shot clock at 8. Tripp all the way, lays it in. Corey Tripp with 2. 8-0 Terriers here in the early going.
Boy, a couple of extra passes right there by Wofford. Their go-to guy right now is the open man.
Here's Heen backing in on Tripp, and he lost it. Another turnover on Furman. Here come the Terriers, clad in white, and a whistle. Yeah, they have an offensive foul against Wofford away from the play. The interim head coach for Wofford is Dwight Perry. He took over for this team after former coach Jay McCauley took a leave of absence on December the 5th, resigned from Wofford on December 30th, and for now, this is Coach Dwight Perry's team. In fact, he was a former assistant coach at Furman, Dean, back in the day for 5 years and worked for 2 years under current Furman coach Bob Ritchie.
He's done a nice job here under some tough circumstances, really got this team kind of refocused and playing some pretty good basketball during conference play.
Furman still looking for their first points of the game. That's off the mark. Rebound by Wofford, up 8 here with 4 minutes gone by in the first half.
Well, it's been a story of either turnovers or one and done for Furman. Again, just no flow inside.
Tyler Filowich inside off the bench, as well as Amari Tice as they swing it around from side to side. Here's Mack. Have it poked away out of bounds. It'll stay with Wofford when we come back. 15:46 to go in the first half.
Well, it is all Wofford here early on. Corey Tripp right down Main Street. They lead the leading scoring team in the SoCon 8-0.
Back here in Spartanburg, South Carolina, a quick start for Wofford, up 8-0, 15:46 to go in the first half. Brock Bowling, Dean Keener with you, and Dean, what's impressed you most about the Wofford start here today?
Well, their defense. I mean, they have been focused. They have forced Furman into 4 turnovers here in just over 4 minutes, so same amount of turnovers as field goal attempts.
And there's a look at B.J. Mack, senior forward for Wofford. He has 4 of Wofford's 8 points so far, and on his last bucket that he made, that was his 1,000th point in his collegiate career. He spent 1 year at South Florida, and now the last 3 years with the Wofford Terriers.
And when B.J. Mack is dialed in, and he is a capable scorer at multiple levels in this conference, you see it right there. He can go over his shoulder, he can shoot threes. Talented offensive performer.
Here's Furman still looking for its first points of the game. 4 turnovers, no field goals made here. In the first 4.5 minutes of the game. Mike Bothwell, that's off the mark. Put back is in by Alex Williams off the bench for Furman, and Furman is on the board for the first time tonight.
A couple guys off the bench for Bob Ritchie during that timeout to try to get the music started.
Here's Pawlowski in traffic. Ball knocked away into Filowich's hands. Filowich leans inside, goes up and scores!
Filowich leads the Southern Conference in field goal percentage at 65.5, and you see why, everything in close.
Williams, too strong in the 3, rebound by Wofford. Wofford has made 5 baskets in the game. 4 of the baskets have come in the paint. Mack. Charge called on B.J. Mack, and they go back the other way.
Crowd won't like that, but Mack lowered that shoulder. Slauson was in legal guarding position right on the baseline, moving his feet. Boy, he took a big hit right there. This last possession, Filowich, great job, great hands, great footwork, and then watch the little nifty little move. One way and then comes back up and under, uses his right hand. He doesn't do that enough. Generally comes back over that right shoulder with the left hand.
All right, so Dean, Furman struggling from the floor, 1 for 7 overall here in the first few minutes of the game, where does Furman go to try and get some points?
Well, I think, certainly Bothwell and Slauson are as capable offensive players as anybody in the Southern Conference. But they can't just go create on their own. They've also got to have some help.
Mike Bothwell creating inside. He's fouled. And he'll head to the line and shoot two. Fouls on Kyler Filowich of Wofford, and that's his first.
Filowich has been a nice addition to this Terrier program. Transfer from Southern Illinois. Provides a real inside presence for them. Not a guy, he understands his role and plays it very well.
So here's Mike Bothwell at the line, 84% free throw shooter, averaging 19 points a game. Makes the first one. Last year, Bothwell named the first team All-SoCon by the coaches, and Bob Ritchie said to us this week, Dean, as we were talking to him, Bothwell is not only scoring more than ever in his career, he's also creating more for his teammates more than ever as well.
Yeah, look, and you see a little pressure right here. Not something that Furman does an awful lot, but Bob Ritchie trying to get his guys going. Yeah, back to Bothwell. It's a great lesson for his teammates and for young players. You think, man, if I give it up, am I going to score as much? Well, he's proven that you certainly can do that.
Fouls on Garrett Heen for Furman. And that's his first. And some subs come into the game for Wofford. Right now it's Adam Silas, Jackson Civils, Messiah Jones, Carson McCorkle, a sharpshooter for this team, and Amari Tice. Wofford in front, 10-4. And a steal by Alex Williams, third turnover on Wofford. Williams got held from behind, and he's fouled to the floor.
Not a terrible foul by Messiah Jones right there.
Bob Ritchie is the head coach of Furman in his sixth season. You see the record, you see the 21 seasons. He's won 22 or more games in 4 of the last 5 years, Dean. That one year he did not win 20. It was the COVID year 2 seasons ago. His team went 16-9, and there were a lot of cancellations that year.
And a league full of really good coaches, and there have been a lot of good coaches over the years in this league. He's arguably as good as any.
Alex Williams from 3 as he dials it in from long distance, his second basket of the game. 5 points on the afternoon, and Furman is within 3.
Now the big fella, 70% of his shots are behind the arc.
Carson McCorkle off the mark on that shot from 3, and a player down. Looks like Garrett Heen is down on the other side of the floor. It's 5 on 4 in favor of Wofford, and Garrett Heen is shaken up.
Not sure I saw what happened right there. I was watching the flight of the ball by McCorkle with that 3 in front of the Furman bench, but certainly you hope it's nothing more than maybe the wind knocked out of him, but Garrett Heen it's one tough hombre. For him to go down, certainly he got hit.
And the trainer Justin Games out there to try and take care of Garrett Heen. He's a junior, 6'9", from Concord, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte.
He's improved every year, both offensively and defensively. Watch it again.
Ooh, an elbow right to the face.
Well, you hate to see that. Great camera work, but you hope it's just nothing more than he can hop back up and get back in this game. It looked unintentional, but just a basketball play, but that was tough right there. And certainly Billy Dunlap and this officiating crew, they'll get it right.
Yeah, the crew is Anthony Jordan. He's the crew chief. Olandis Poole and Billy Dunlap, they are the officials here today in Spartanburg, South Carolina, at the beautiful Jerry Richardson Indoor Stadium.
Yeah, transformational arena for this program. Mike Young helped build this program to what it was. Director of Athletics Richard Johnson, coach now AD. I mean, they're just what they did with the help of Jerry Richardson, an incredible venue.
All right, so the crew chief, actually it was referee Olandis Poole. He came over and they're upgrading that situation to a flagrant 1 on Messiah Jones on the elbow to the face of Garrett Heen.
Well, and when you go by the definition of flagrant one, it's excessive. It's not an F2 to where it's a cause for any kind of, you're throwing him out of the game. You see it right there, excessive and or unnecessary. It was not legitimately on the ball. Now look, those two were trying to gain position for rebounding, but clearly that was a left elbow, and that's the right call by this outstanding crew today.
So Jalen Slauson will go to the line. And Garrett Heen was supposed to shoot the free throws, but he's unable to, so Wofford chooses Jalen Slauson to go to the line and shoot the free throws for the flagrant one committed by Wofford, and Slauson makes 1 of 2.
Not easy shooting into that Wofford student section. They are out in full force here this afternoon. They recognize this rivalry and the importance of the game, particularly for their Terriers.
So after being down 8-0 to begin the game, Furman within 2, a chance to tie or take the lead on this trip. Bothwell working inside. Stopped. Slauson in the lane. 6 to shoot. Slauson with 3. Make it Bothwell with 3. Puts up a 3 and it goes in. Mike Bothwell, his first basket of the day. He has 5 points.
Corey Tripp had done an outstanding job, particularly when Bothwell was trying to back him into the post one-on-one. But when that switch occurred, Bothwell was able to step back and hit over the outstretched arms of Mack.
And a 9-0 run by Furman to take the lead by 1.
This is what Furman can do. They can score in bunches.
Tripp in the lane. Blocking foul called on Alex Williams of Furman. That's his first, and Corey Tripp will head to the line and shoot 2.
Watch Bothwell right here. He recognizes the clock. On that pick and roll, there's a switch. He recognizes the clock is down, steps back, creates a little space. He's got a knack to make tough shots, both outside the arc and around the rim. It's why he's one of the SoCon's best.
Here's Corey Tripp at the line. 75% free throw shooter, knocks it down. He had a career-high 19 points on Wednesday in the loss on the road at Western Carolina. This kid went from limited playing time last year to a starter this year. As you see, Mike Bothwell, leading scorer for Furman. He'll take a break and have a seat.
Yeah, my guess is Bob Ritchie trying to get him a break around the under-12 media. You're exactly right about Tripp, though. Boy, his improvement has been profound.
J.P. Pegues nails a 3, shooting 34% from downtown this year, and Furman leads by 3.
Speaking of improved, J.P. Pegues kind of worked while he waited behind Alex Hunter.
Here's Chase Martin, number 5, new sub into the game for Wofford, into Mack's hands. Mack trying to create, draws the double. Pavletsky rims out on that 3, fight for the rebound, cleared by Pegues. One-on-one against Tripp down the lane. Tripp steals it away from him, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Furman underneath. Good transition D by Corey Tripp.
Yeah, he moved his feet. He understood what was going on. Watch this effort right here. Comes back, slaps the ball, no foul. He's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife for this Wofford team. I mean, he's improved his shot. He's bought into his role, and he also knows he's got to be kind of the premier defender and guard guys like Bothwell and other guys in this league.
Another 3 goes in by J.P. Pegues. Back-to-back 3s for Pegues, and Furman has his biggest lead of 6.
Well, you know now why Bob Ritchie chose not to call a timeout when the Paladins were down 8-0.
Pavletsky, the pump fake, steps inside. Off the mark with that 2. Rebound Furman. Furman on a 15-1 run here in the last couple of minutes.
And now it is simply one and done for the Terriers.
Williams, his 3 is good. His second of the game. He has 8 points in the afternoon. Timeout taken by Wofford. .11:40 to go here in the first half.
Well, in the blink of an eye, these Furman Paladins put points on you. They average 82 a game. They're on a huge run, up 9.